next company is coming all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. They are a mobile application platform that connects food and beverage establishments with qualified industry professionals anywhere, anytime, on demand. Please help me welcome Ashley Ammons, the co-founder and CEO of Mixtroz.
Okay, so my company doesn't do what she just said, but we're gonna talk about what my company does right now. So, hi, I am Ashley Ammons. Good evening, everybody. This is Mixtroz, and we make networking experiences more valuable for event attendees, event hosts, and event sponsors. So let me start this off with a question. How many of you have been to a bad networking event or hosted a bad networking event? All right, that's quite a few of you in here. So these things are bad not because of acidic wine or rubbery chicken. They're bad because you make the effort to leave your home, and then when you leave, you haven't made any real connections that add any value to your network. Or as the event host, you just kind of slide this thing into the run of show, but it has no rhyme or reason. So what we recognize is that live event networking is unprofitable, it's awkward, and it's valueless. And to solve for this, we've created Mixtroz, which is mixer and introduction smushed together. We're a technology that drives live event attendees from the digital space, their mobile phone, to the physical space in real time. And by doing that, we're able to increase engagement, save time and money for our clients, and collect data. Data collection is the #1 reason why people use event technologies to begin with. You can really just think about Mixtroz like LinkedIn, but live. So we've had quite a bit of success since we started selling in the V2 of our product. We launched in March 2017, and we've been selling in successfully across 3 entry verticals: colleges and universities, conferences and conventions, as well as business enterprise. As you can imagine, the market size for Mixtroz is vast. So in the US alone, there are 1.8 million meetings annually. And at those meetings, there are 225 million attendees. So all that's well and good, but how the heck does this thing work? So let's talk about how we would have used it today. So all of you would have come in, you would have downloaded Mixtroz. When you launch Mixtroz, it recognizes where you are through your phone's location services. You would have entered the Powderkeg event. Then after that, you would have filled out a virtual name tag. That's your name, your email address, and then snapping a selfie because I want to know what you look like today, not on your best day, which is on Facebook and LinkedIn. And then, moving on from there, we would go through 10 custom questions that have been customized by Powderkeg because they get all of the data that's collected from this on the back end. But our algorithm uses that to group you. And then after the pitches are over, everybody here would get a push notification to your phone, and we would tell you when, where, and with whom you're going to network with right here. So that is networking made very, very easy. As far as our business model is concerned, we get paid by event organizers and or sponsors. So for a stock mix where we pick the questions for our clients, we charge $5 per attendee. So for 150 attendees, that's $750. For that same 150 attendees, for a custom mix where they pick the questions, we charge $15 per person. And so the activation fee goes up to $22.50. Of the clients that I showed you so far, over 2/3 of them have opted for that custom mix. That's because they want that custom data set. We're projected to do around 60K by year's end. So let's talk about competition. How many people here are familiar with the word social network? Oh, all of you. Okay, so we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here, but we are trying to change the way that it rolls. And the way that we're changing that is, we're the first to market in this space, so the first to drive people from the digital space to the physical space in real time for purposes of networking. I've already touched on data collection of the utmost importance with event technologies. We also have a unique group approach. We will never match you one-to-one, always in a group, because we know that's a more comfortable networking approach. We're gamified. So thank you to Pokemon Go for making it so cool to look at your phone and then do something in real life. And also instant gratification. We're humans, we're hardwired to want things right now, and you get that with Mixtroz. So as I'm wrapping up, who the heck is on this team? So, oh my gosh, I am doing this with my mom. Everybody, give me a shout. So we are a mother-daughter co-founding team. And we are from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm a former director of events out of New York City. Most notably, I was the first intern to NBA star LeBron James way back in the day. And I've partnered with my mom, who's a former Fortune 5 and 100 HR executive. She's recently been appointed to the Nashville Technology Council's Executive Board of Directors. And right now, we are looking to close an equity round of funding so we can scale this business to self-service. So with all of that, I'm sure you all have some questions, but first, are you ready to get mixing? And thank you. And Mom. That's my mom.
Well done, ladies.
Thank you.
Surprise. Okay, let's start with Jeb this time.
I think that's what they decided. Adoption. I think to me that's the biggest challenge you have. How have you gotten over that hurdle? I don't want to download an app. I don't want to take this action. I just want to hang out. How do you make this frictionless as possible, so people see value really quickly? Yeah, in other words, you may not be there now, but how do you plan to get there?
Okay, awesome. So first of all, I'm going to answer a lot of the questions I can imagine because I have the events background, but my mom will jump in here if I need something HR or finance related, but she's super smart. I wanted to let y'all know that. Anyway, so to answer your question, which is a great question because event attendees generally, I'm sorry, are very lazy. They want to come, they want to get their drink, and they kind of want to go home. So the way that we've gotten through that, specifically in the enterprise and the college and university vertical, it is a directive. So we actually have 90% or higher user adoption in those verticals, as well as for events like this. Like one of our great use cases is to do lunchtime seating. So if you do it that way, it means it's a key to proceed with the event. And so people will end up doing it. Groupthink kicks in and people do what the majority are doing at the event.
Danielle?
Great question. So, boy, you were really speaking to me. So I have a hard time with networking events. I am an introvert that maybe plays an extrovert on TV. The other side of it is I run an event. I run some event venues where we host a lot of networking events, and I see that awkward situation happen where you've got some folks who are on the outskirts, and whenever that happens, I encourage myself and my team to jump in and make those connection points. But it takes a lot of knowledge to make sure that you're making the right connections. So talk to me a little bit about how you developed the questions that you came up with. Where did that come from? And how does that match people correctly?
I usually get to stand here longer and be the eye candy. I can't believe she passed this over. Actually, the questions are customized for the event host. So based on the 10 questions they would like to pose, for instance, tonight, a great question would have been, are you an investor, an entrepreneur, a developer? We can weight each question in our algorithm to make the group similar, diverse, or totally random. When we select the questions, we do the same type thing. So we have questions that have worked well on a college campus. It could be, are you interested in Greek life, yes or no? So then the college gets back, or the Greek life people get back, the people who are interested, and they can go to them. Or what is your major? And put those students together so that they can start really belonging a part of that community. And that, again, is the value of the data.
Have you guys thought about sort of a recurring revenue business model? I think sort of the pricing that I saw was more of on a one-time basis. Have you thought about that? There's obviously a bunch of benefits to it. It's certainly not right for every single business, but it has predictability of revenue, additional valuation, allows you to do a lot of good things. Is that something you've experimented, thought about, or have decided not to because it's not a good fit?
No, we're actually having conversations with some companies, and if there's companies out there, we would love to talk to you about it, because from my HR background, it would definitely be something that would be helpful on an ongoing basis for grouping, again, identifying synergies between employees that normally when you bring them together, everybody goes into their faction, or HR, that's my specialty, sits with HR, and we kind of glare at the finance people. But this certainly is a way to easily bring people and break people into groups. And actually, Mixtroz can even send things for the groups to do once they're in the group, from a scavenger hunt to work on this imperative. We're people, and we built Mixtroz because we know the pinch points.
I think the ultimate goal with Mixtroz to move over to that SaaS business model once the funding is secured is key, because one of our newest clients is Georgia Tech. And on Georgia Tech's campus, there's like 800 use cases for Mixtroz in one day. It can be used in the classroom, it could be used at an event, it could be used at orientation, Greek life, etc. So that's the idea.
All right, Jen, you're up.
You didn't address funding, did you? Are you currently fundraising then?
We are currently
Okay,
fundraising.
How much are you looking for, and where are you going to spend it?
$600K, and we're going to spend it to, it's time to expand our team. I mean, this is great, but it's time to go ahead and expand the team. And also for further back-end development. So we've been very lucky with our development, and they've built in a way where they can just continue on instead of scrapping where we are today. So it's going to be for that back-end development to take us to self-service, as well as the marketing to start to give us like a more national presence, because with the two of us, we've been quite regional. But we've been killing it.
Saying,
Way to go. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Mixtroz, it's an awesome idea.
Hi, Ziggy.
And we can't wait to see what you do with it. Thank you so much, ladies.